Hey, it's Cassie from Curry Honda in Chicopee. You're listening to the Bax and Nagle podcast on Rock 102. Come see us at Curry Honda for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Experience the best at Curry Honda. Thanks for listening.
Let's do Springfield's Classic Rock. It's almost 5:51. And Pink Floyd with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Going to be a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 56. It's 33 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
I don't know, man. I think he should be called Kelsey Slammer.
What now?
Kelsey Grammer, 70 years old, just had another child with his wife.
Really?
Yeah. The actor, 70 years old, has welcomed his 8th child and 4th baby with wife Kate Walsh, a son named Christopher. He revealed the happy news in a podcast episode of Daniel Fishel, Will Friedle and Ryder Strong's Pod Meets World cast. You know, the Boy Meets World people.
Sure.
While speaking about his memoir, Karen, A Brother Remembers, written in his memory of his late sister, Grammer told the host that he and Walsh, who's 46, just had their 4th one, so it just became 8 kids.
Ooh, 8 is enough.
You know what? From his perspective, he's 70.
Yes.
I mean, how many years do you really have left? I mean, by the time the kid, he's going to be 90 by the time the kid goes to college. He's probably not going to see that.
You know, I'm going to be 60 next year.
Yeah. Can you imagine having a baby?
No. See, that's the thing. I can't really imagine doing it all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like my kids. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But being the father of a little infant at 70.
That's a lot.
It sounds worse than doing it at 59.
Well, I mean, you know, in your wife's defense, she already has a 59-year-old child around the house. She doesn't need any more.
I agree with her, and I don't think she'd want that either.
But man, 70 years old with a baby.
You're up all night. You know, the baby's screaming. You can't get any sleep. At 70.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you ever see those people who have the instead of like a regular baby shower, they have a diaper shower where people bring all different sized diapers? Do they bring them for Kelsey? I mean,
you know, at his age, I'm sure he's not as kept up as he used to be.
Listen to this. Incontinence is not just a bunch of countries, my friends. It happens to me every day. Sometimes a little bit just comes out, and I need a diaper.
And sometimes it's a big boom boom. And what are you supposed to do?
I don't know. I guess whatever. But
8 kids.
8 kids at 70, and most of them are the 4 of them are at least under 12.
You know, sometimes the second act of your life is the most fulfilling, but he's now in his 3rd act, and I'm just wondering how much more can he possibly go?
I'm not sure he can sustain it much longer.
By the way, he's on his 4th wife, too, which means this is a guy that absolutely, positively can't say no.
And he waited till the 4th one to have 4 children with.
Right.
He has 8 altogether.
That is correct.
Yikes.
That's a lot of babies.
Let's see. I'm trying to... Oh, here you go. Justin Bieber made a splash at Game 3 of the 2025 World Series, cheering on his beloved Blue Jays in a record-breaking 6-hour and 39-minute game against the Dodgers. Despite Bieber's support, the Dodgers emerged victorious with a 6-5 win in the 18th inning, taking the 2-1 series lead. Bieber has been busy with family, music, and sports commitments, including a recent Twitch debut and upcoming Coachella headline spots.
I believe it's a debut and Coachella.
Whatever. The pop star's fashion brand Drew House also collaborated with the NHL on designs for the 2024 All-Star Jersey collection. So, making a little side hustle there.
How exciting.
Is it, though?
I'm kind of on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. And there's more spotting of Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry seen holding hands in Paris again, sparking more rumors about that new romance. She's, she gets around.
Steve.
What?
She's with the former prime minister. Or is he the current prime minister? I don't even know what's going on over there.
What was the guy she was dating a long time ago? The guy who was involved in all that. He was a comedian, and he was horrible. English guy.
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
Yes.
She went from Russell Brand to that other guy.
Right.
She's moving up.
Where do you go from here, though?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You could pick another world leader, I guess.
Or you could just, go right down to the bottom of the barrel and, date you.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Why not? You're as good as any member of the Trudeau family.
I don't want the leftovers from Justin Trudeau.
You don't?
No.
Huh.
I mean, if a guy like Justin Trudeau can't handle her, who can?
She's never had Steve Nagle before.
Yeah. That's right. Actress Catherine Corcoran has filed a lawsuit against the producers and director of the film Terrifier, alleging breach of contract and distribution of sexually explicit materials without consent. The lawsuit claims that Corcoran was not paid royalties as promised and was subjected to unsafe and exploitative working conditions during filming. Corcoran alleges she was not provided with proper consent for a nude scene and suffered health issues as a result. The lawsuit seeks relief for breach of contract, promissory fraud, and distribution of sexually explicit materials. I don't even know who this is and what movie it is.
Well, it's very complicated.
It seems like it's complicated.
And I don't understand a bit of it.
Well, do we understand any of this stuff? Tim Hobart.
I'm still stuck on the 8 kids with four different baby mamas.
Tim Hobart has stepped down as co-showrunner of the Scrubs revival due to the creative differences, leaving Asim Batra as the sole showrunner. The two co-wrote the first episode of the series, which features original cast members reprising their roles. Both Hobart and Batra are Scrubs alumni who worked with the original showrunner Bill Lawrence. Why do we need a revival of that show?
Because it was a comedy classic.
Was it really? It was funny, but it wasn't...
for its time.
I guess. And Kim Kardashian used an app to make herself look old. She had wrinkles all over her face.
Really? Well, she must have had something to say.
Oh my God, the last time I had this many wrinkles on my face was when Ray J placed his Jell-O pudding snack pack sack attack on my chin in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Caitlin?
You ever have the pudding?
No, I haven't had the snack attack like that.
I never got that down and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but we once had our own little brown blooper. Little French kisses to the sea turtle.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is she had me slurping fudge from the copper penny.
Oh, my God.
You ever slurp fudge from the copper penny?
No, I have not.
Give yourself an Abe Lincoln.
Is that anything to do with a shot to the head?
No.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
No, that's a completely different thing.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't want to be confused.
And that's called the Ford Theater. And that's your Hollywood Treasure. Rock 102.
November 10th.
Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Outdoor Power Headquarters, Steel, Ego, Craftsman, Toro, DeWalt.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, in full disclosure, due to unforeseen circumstances, I was unable to watch the entirety of last night's Game 3 World Series matchup. Among those unforeseen circumstances would included having a life to live and sleeping. Call me selfish, call me self-absorbed. The fact of the matter is this. If you start a baseball game at 8 p.m., I'm probably not going to make it past the first inning. So if you think that I'm going to last long enough to watch all 18 innings of a game that lasts 6 hours and 30 minutes long, then you are out of your damn mind. According to reports, the LA Dodgers beat the Toronto Blue Jays following a leadoff home run by Freddie Freeman at the bottom of the 18th inning to give the Dodgers the win by a score of 6-5. This would be the second World Series walk-off home run by Freddie Freeman in 2 consecutive years. And what's being described as epic and classic, I prefer to describe as an act of endurance. Yeah, the Dodgers now lead the series 2-1. And yes, Game 4 is tonight in Los Angeles with Shohei Ohtani on the mound against Toronto's Shane Bieber. And while that has the potential to be a thrilling matchup for the ages, I prefer to sleep through that one too. Now you might say, but Baxi, what kind of sports fan are you? Sleeping through a classic World Series matchup of historical proportions. How could you do such a thing? Well, that's a good point, and yet I cannot help but find myself prioritizing a 6.5-hour-long baseball game slightly below my beauty sleep. And while I would agree that sticking around for all 18 innings sounds great on paper, I find it's a terrible idea if the game ends 20 minutes before it's time to get up. Because you see, I tend to be wildly unproductive with less than 23 minutes of sleep. Let's just hope that the rest of this series can wrap up in a timely fashion without extra innings or without having to go to the bullpen 9 times in a single night, because I would much rather be counting sheep than counting innings anytime. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Bob is a man of steel. Bob's a steel trained tech at Agawam's Rockies. Yes, even the mighty orange and white needs service and repairs from time to time, and Bob is your guy. A steel-trained tech in Agawam. You'll find one of those guys at every Rocky's Ace Hardware location. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 612 and Skinnerd with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Let's see. It's going to be a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 56 tomorrow. More of the same with a high of 53. It's 33 right now in downtown Springfield.
I think it's pretty safe to say we'll probably get to a round of Am I the A-Hole today. Maybe some other stuff. You just never really know.
You never, ever know.
No.
I think we should talk about the Mayflower Marathon coming up.
Okay.
We're now less than a month away.
Sure.
Right? How many, what are we, 20-something days away?
I haven't, I can count if you really want me to. I mean, I can do that real quick.
How many retirement days do you have left?
Oh, well, that's like 2,158 days.
Subtract 20-something from that, and you get that. And there's all this talk about, the SNAP benefits running out and not being I'm not here to argue about the logistics of that.
You're not getting political.
No, but the reality is that this will create even more of an issue than what we're dealing with already. And the kind of chatter I've seen online from certain people, but there's enough of them that I see people. I can't believe people even actually write things online and put them up, and like that's the hill they're going to die on. But the people who are like, they don't need SNAP benefits, get a job. Here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those people have jobs, and most of those people have 2 jobs, and most of those people are hardworking people. They just don't make enough to cover things like groceries and cover things like electric bills and water bills and things like that.
Here's the other part on top of that.
Yeah.
Well, some people will say, well, then get a better job. Well, you got to understand, here's the thing. They may have good jobs, but there may be other financial considerations that you might not be considering when you're criticizing someone who's having a tough time. Could be, maybe they're caring for
an elderly person. Yeah.
Maybe there's health issues that prevent them from, spending their money on anything but health care. I mean, there's just the cost of putting your kid through daycare alone is exorbitantly high. So it's like,
and you need to afford daycare in order to go to work, and things get more expensive, and it's overwhelming.
The point is, everyone's situation is vastly different, and to criticize someone because they may have to take advantage of a service that is out there specifically for that reason is not really a criticism. It's you being kind of ignorant to the way sometimes the world works.
If the numbers are, what is it, 1 in 2? Is it 54%? Supposedly
54% was the last statistic
roundup
that was out there.
That was like 3 months ago that they came out with that statistic,
yes,
I believe. So if you think about that, 54%. If you're not, and that's in Hampden County. So if you live in Hampden County, and the numbers are 54% of people are suffering from food insecurity. If it's not you, look to your left and look to your right. It's one of your neighbors. And most people won't be telling you that they're food insecure, that they're having problems because people are too proud to want to take advantage of benefits and things like that.
Right.
So there's a whole list of things, and it really it bothers me to see people have that mentality of you're lazy, you don't deserve food.
Right. No,
and there is some of that. I'm not denying that there is benefit fraud and misuse of that. But I think that number is a lot smaller than what people realize is happening right now.
It's complicated because, yes, that population does exist. And some people think of homelessness. If you want to just about homelessness for a minute, homelessness, some people believe that it's the sole the sole responsibility falls on the homeless person as to why they're homeless. Yeah. But I think if you talk to many people that happen to be homeless, you'll find that circumstances, often sometimes beyond their control, put themselves in that situation. The thing like the open pantry, they not only deal with people who are food insecure, who may be underemployed or don't have the money. There is the homeless population that they also serve as well. It's a very complicated thing. Things are not always just black and white, and simple. There's a lot of complicating factors that a lot of critics do not consider before they open their fat trap and say something stupid. Now, we have seen this for years, and I've told that story many times of the early years of the Mayflower Marathon, having the opportunity to talk to people who have benefited from their services. And what people don't understand is that there are times when, at the worst time in your life, to have a moment of charity or hope or getting the feeling that somebody out there gives a damn about your situation is sometimes all that needs to push them through to succeeding and to getting out of that trap. So, criticize all you want. Why don't you bolster that criticism with some action and maybe participate in donating to the Mayflower Marathon?
Go grab a can. One. That's all you need. Just one. And you can say you contributed to the cause, and then, I understand everybody comes from different places and different lifestyles, and these people who are like, well, I work for my money, and I get it. That's something to be proud of. But there are other people who work for their money too, and they just don't have enough because they can't get to the next level to get themselves out of that poverty hole. So for somebody to go without a meal, people who decide, I'm going to let my kid eat and I won't.
Yeah.
Because that's the reality of what's going on. And again, these are people who are normal people. These aren't like this boogeyman, benefit fraud, people that you're funding. You're funding everyday people. Again, 54%. It's one of your neighbors that's suffering from this.
Maybe someone you're working with. You just don't know what their situation is. And most people, regardless of whether it's food insecurity or, depression or, any other calamity in life, people deal with these things often in silence. And you would never, ever know what they're struggling with because they don't want you to know. They don't want to burden you. They don't want to go through the embarrassment of having to explain it. They just go through their lives and try to get through their day. And that is part of what makes the open pantry so important, is because they provide a service that a lot of other people simply don't.
Correct. And there was something else I wanted to say about this whole thing about, helping people who are in that poverty or on that line that are, deciding whether or not to pay their electric bill this month or buy groceries for the family. That is a stressful thing to be in a poverty situation. Mm-hmm. I don't think people realize how stressful that is, and never seeing the light at the end of the tunnel to get out of this hole. When I was 11 years old, I remember waking up and the car being repossessed in the driveway.
Really?
both of my parents had jobs, and it's hard to talk about, to remember that. That was a stressful time, especially for an 11-year-old kid watching that happen.
And not being able to understand
it. And living off a loaf of bread off, the 4 people that were left in the house. I mean, it really is not just some scumbag receiving a benefit. They're people. They're people just like you and me. So there you go. That's my soapbox for today.
It's 6:21 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:27 and Nirvana with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam's got the full forecast for you.
We were talking about the Mayflower Marathon. It is 27 days away from today. It begins on November 24th at just outside the South End Market at MGM Springfield and continues to Wednesday, November 26th at 10 a.m. The goal this year, because everyone asks, what's the goal this year? The goal this year is to raise food for the open pantry. How much food? Well, that's really going to be up to most of you. Looking for non-perishables and also cash donations. You can donate online at rock102.com. Start your collection now at work, around the neighborhood, at school, at home, wherever you can. Whatever you can do to help is always going to be very welcome. Thanks to our sponsors, including Capital Moving and Storage, Arment Trucking, Xfinity, Camping World of West Hatfield, Michael's Party Rentals, MGM, and many more. To get all the details at rock102.com, just go online and there you will go. The Mayflower Marathon, 27 days away from today, from Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
And also, quite a few people reached out yesterday, and I do have them. You can email me, or you can email pretty much anybody in management up here at the station to have a flyer if you want to, propaganda, if you will. Mayflower Marathon propaganda.
It's too bad we couldn't drop it from like a helicopter or an airplane, just cover the, litter the city with that stuff.
We should do turkeys. We should drop turkeys from a helicopter.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
Are you ready to laugh? Mm-hmm. Let's laugh.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day.
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
On Rock 102.
I make you laugh.
Springfield's Classic Rock.
Why did the elderly monk have a hard time getting a stain out of his robe?
I don't know, Steve. Why did the elderly monk have a hard time getting a stain out of his robe?
Because old habits die hard. Yeah.
It's so offensive.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
It's not that bad. There you go.
Bax and Nagle in the morning on Rock 102.
6:31 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Yankee Home Improvement. Winter is coming. Right now, save up to $179 on every window and 50% off installation and 0 interest for a year. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. This guy here in Springfield, a man from Feeding Hills, was arrested after police found a loaded ghost gun, crack cocaine, and nitrous oxide containers in his car during a traffic stop.
The containers, or was he doing like whippets and stuff?
Maybe he was already. The Springfield Police State said on Friday officers were in the area of Broad Street. Which Broad was he talking about?
I don't know.
And Hall of Fame Avenue around 5:30 p.m. when they saw a driver commit a marked lane violation. The 24-year-old driver, Berna Maxon LeBron Sierra of Feeding Hills, Bernie, weekend with Bernie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Pulled into a gas station.
Weekend or weakened?
Weakened.
Right. Because if you do enough nitrous oxide, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Pulled into a gas station where officers conducted a traffic stop. LeBron Sierra was seen holding an inflated balloon and then inhaling it. When officers approached the vehicle, they said they could see a suspected nitrous oxide or whippet containers. Officers recovered a loaded ghost gun and crack cocaine inside the vehicle. LeBron Sierra was placed under arrest and charged with all kinds of good stuff like OUI drugs and possession of an undetectable firearm, marked lanes violation, and registration not in possession. He's fighting that one, though. What are whippets? This is does Dave Coombs work for 22 News now? They have this whole section. What are whippets? Have you ever had a whippet? Whippet is a slang term for recreationally used nitrous oxide, according to Blue Crest Recovery Center. Yeah. When the spring break comes along, you must whip it. Rock that whip. I jumped the gun.
You jumped the gun. It's coming up. Here you go.
Correct that whip.
Give the back the slip. Step on a crack. Break your mama's back. When the brother comes along, you must whip it. When your brother comes along, you must whip it. When something's going wrong, you must whip it. Now whip it good. Into shape. Shape it up. Get straight. Go forward. Move ahead. Try to detect it. It's not too late to whip it. Whip it good. All right. Now, listen, he's a young man, right? 24. I think it's time to start, maybe moving on to other sort of intoxicants.
Well, you never know whatever gets you going, right?
I guess.
It can be very useful, including pain relief, food preparation, and boosting the performance of cars. You know how fast you were going? 30, 40, 6 miles an hour. I think it was 6.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, many dentists use it as a form of anesthesia.
You don't say.
Well, I'm just telling you, these are the people who don't know what nitrous is, what whippets do.
You're telling me that the youngsters that are reporting these stories have to really dig down deep and say, these are what whippets are. Or rather than say, when I was in college, we got wicked high off of whippets. Film at 11.
One of the most common forms of nitrous oxide is the whipped cream chargers. Abusing nitrous oxide goes by many names such as laughing gas, nitro, nose, nosies, nangs, balloons, and then the next section, what is a ghost gun? This is like a class. We're learning a class.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden someone puked up all of Wikipedia.
Ghost guns are assembled with parts that can be bought online and are shipped to buyers nearly built and easily able to be put together with their remaining parts. The kits lack serial numbers, which is why they call it ghost guns, and are nearly impossible for officials to trace. Okay, well there you go.
There you go. We've all learned some new things.
22 News is working for you. Okay?
By looking up things on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Eversource is urging customers to be aware of vampire power this Halloween season, which can account up for 10% of a household's energy use and cost up to $100 annually. Vampire power, also known as phantom load or standby power. Yeah, that's what I used to call it.
Phantom load. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Refers to the electricity consumed by appliances and electronics even when they are turned off. This hidden energy usage can significantly impact energy bills if not managed properly. We all have electronics in our homes that are using electricity without us even realizing it, said Eversource Energy Efficiency Director Kate Peters. Taking time to unplug devices or turn off power strips is just one simple way to lower energy use just a little bit. Eversource recommends unplugging devices like gaming consoles, laptops, toasters, and coffee makers when not in use to eliminate energy drain. Even chargers without a device attached can consume electricity if left plugged in. Vampire! I want to suck your bank account!
Well, I was looking for our spooky music, but apparently Dave Coombs took that with him.
No, that probably got lost in the shuffle when we transferred 8 million different files from one computer to another.
Yeah, I got the bird by the trash man, and what does the fox say? But I don't have that one.
Yeah, we don't need
the one I really need.
Yeah. Ooh, spooky! Wait till you see what your kilowatt rates are this month. Thank you for your contribution to the CEO's new yacht for his yacht.
Why stop at one yacht?
Next time,
when you have a lot of yacht.
He will need 6 jet skis to carry all of his CEO friends. Come with me into the castle and turn the lights on. Open your pocketbooks. Let's see. Ludlow Police, what's going on over there? Police are investigating after a bicycle was reported stolen Monday evening from the lobby of the Big Y in Ludlow. Actually, they don't say Big Y. They just said big.
The big what?
It just says the lobby of the Big in Ludlow.
Well, that could be any number of things, couldn't it?
And there's a lot of big things out there. I'm assuming it's Big Y because it kind of looks like, the front.
Like a grocery store?
According to the Ludlow police, the theft occurred Monday evening between 5 and 7:15 p.m. The stolen bicycle, described as red and black Gary Fisher mountain bike, with several distinctive features, including 2 mirrors on the handlebars, an LED light, and a horn. Ooh, that sounds like a pretty sweet ride.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Before you go any further with the story?
Yeah.
Has anyone bothered to check the basement of the Alamo?
The Alamo. It's in the basement. There's probably not even a basement to that Big Y.
Well, there is no basement in the Alamo.
Yeah. I mean, they don't build those buildings with basements on them, do they? I thought they were just flat.
You know what, Steve? I do not know the answer to that, and I would be hesitant to make any sort of guess.
Well, maybe if somebody from Big Y is listening, they can reach out to us on the Route 10. Are there basements in the Big Y?
Were you a part of building the Ludlow Big Y?
Yes. Were you a part of building it? Or have you been in the basement, if there is one?
I've never been in the basement. I've been in that Big Y. I've never been in their basement.
I went on a tour once to go find that bike. And the lady at the end of the tour is like, well, that's the end of the Alamo tour. And I'm like, can we see the basement? And then she starts laughing, going, there's no basement at the Big Y.
That's right.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Let's see. With the government shutdown continuing into its 5th week, air travel may become more challenging. Travel experts are recommending that people stay up to date on their flight status and have a backup plan, like a rental car. Get you wherever you're going. Flight disruptions are expected to increase as the shutdown not only continues, but air traffic controllers are also expected to miss their first full paycheck on Tuesday. Nobody wants to work for free. Their job is as stressful as it is, and then the added stress of no paycheck on top of that, said Terry Burgick of Southwick. They must have went out and got local people. As the government shutdown drags on, the strain on federal workers, including those critical to aviation safety and security, is working without pay, leading to an increased sick calls and slowdowns at airports nationwide. Just on Sunday alone, more than 8,800 flights in the U.S. were delayed and 193 cancellations were recorded.
I'm not to get political here because, I just hate doing that. But I noticed there was a story this morning about how Congress is now calling for there to be an investigation and hearings into the NBA gambling scandal.
How are they doing that if they're not working?
Well, that was kind of my question. It's like, if you have a government that's been shut down, not really operating, don't you have kind of bigger fish to fry than whether the NBA has got a gambling issue? I would think that getting everybody back on track is probably a bigger priority.
This is why I don't trust any of them. I don't. I think they're all birds of the same feather. You can't convince me otherwise. Everybody goes, well, it's the Democrats' fault. And then, well, it's the Republicans' fault. It's all your fault. Because how can we have, an administration that goes in and writes 300 executive orders for dumb stuff, yet here we are in an emergency situation, and nobody can handle that.
Right.
But we can handle, what did you just say was the scambling scandal?
The scambling scandal. You're absolutely right.
Scambling scandal?
Yeah, the scambling scandal. I'm very much against the scambling in the NBA.
It's like I don't believe any of these people. I don't feel that any of them are working for any of us. I think they're all working for their own benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Well, I'm glad we're not getting political here. But,
we're not. I'm saying.
Listen.
This is it's a farce.
I think we all know the kind of, the personality disorder that it takes to become a politician and to convince yourself that only you are right and everybody else is wrong. But in a situation like this, with a shutdown and all these problems and people who are not getting paid and whose jobs are, still waiting for them to start up. I would think that the NBA gambling situation is something that maybe the NBA should deal with.
That is the most important thing we should be focusing on right now.
No.
Not hungry people or people not getting paid to go back to work. We're talking about these NBA scumbags.
There's problems all over the world, and everybody in the hot spots of all four corners of this earth are all saying, I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going on here in Gaza, but if the NBA doesn't get their act together, there's going to be hell to pay.
We were going to fight tomorrow, but we heard of the NBA scandal. We can't go on like this. There are more important things to take care of.
I can't believe Terry Rozier was taking himself out of games for prop bets.
Where are the good people of East Hampton voting against all of this? Didn't we hear from them?
Yeah, I mean, they're the ones. The people of Amherst will vote to be heard.
It's just so exhausting, isn't it?
It is. I need to lie down just even thinking about it for a half a second.
Your Pioneer Rally forecast today is going to be a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 56. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 53. It is 32 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 6:51. And Elton John with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Mix of sun and clouds with a high of 56. It's 32 right now in downtown Springfield.
You know those Rock 102 Mayflower Marathon Thunderbird jerseys we were talking about? They're going quick, like really quick. Like some sizes we're running out of. We're out of smalls and mediums, and we're not doing that many left of some of the other sizes. So if you want one, you can come by the Rock 102 studios at 45 Fisher Avenue here in East Longmeadow. Monday through Friday between 9 and 5 to purchase yours. It's only $20, and all the proceeds will be donated to the Open Pantry and the Mayflower Marathon. So if you want one, you better start acting quick because they're just about all gone.
I'm looking, speaking of the Mayflower Marathon, I'm looking at the weekly grocery flyers. Just a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
At Big Y, Big Y, they got 4 for $4. You got Chef Boyardee, rice-a-roni, tuna, Starkist tuna, pasta-roni, all of that stuff, 4 for $4.
That's the good stuff, the pasta-roni.
So you know what, or even so then if you're maybe you're a Stop and Shop person, spaghetti, 88 cents a box for the generic set. This is the kind of thing that we're talking about here. It's we would love for somebody to come along with $1 billion and just fund everything.
Right.
But if you take a little bit at a time, 88-cent box of pasta, get 2, and you donate that. It's just little things like that. Little things can add up over a certain amount of time, and or even Aldi's and all those places. Just get something extra in your cart next time you go shopping.
You know, we've said it before. You know, some people will show up with like a can of food and say, "I wish I could have brought more." Well, that can of food is a meal for somebody. Yeah. Maybe it's a meal for more than somebody. Maybe it's a meal for a couple of people. Yeah. So don't ever feel like you didn't do enough.
Right.
The fact that you did something is sometimes enough.
All right. So now we're done talking about that.
All right. Good.
We'll move on to something else.
Yes.
You went to that keg tapping thing, right?
At Oktoberfest.
So is it a metal keg or a wooden barrel keg?
It is a small metal barrel keg.
And then what are they putting? Is it is it like a spout that they're putting on the keg?
So there is a spout, right, and you try to hammer the tap into it.
Okay.
Then once that breaks the seal, then the beer flows, and there's usually like a cork on the side of the keg because the keg is on its side. You open that, and boom! All of a sudden, beer is flowing like crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I was watching this video. It's on Reddit. It's under Oddly Satisfying is the name of the subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this guy in Munich doing the wooden keg tap. And he's got this big, giant, thing that he's tapping the metal right into the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
And then spitting out a fresh beer.
There was one year where it literally took 10 different people to do it.
Yeah.
The mayor couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. John couldn't do it. Nobody could do it. And Rudy comes up from the fort and says, "Oh, for crying out loud, get out of my way!"
And he gets it.
He grabs it. One little tap, and it was like
it was open.
That's all it took.
Yeah.
The mayor has gotten very, very good at it. He's gotten he's done it for years now.
He's the kind of guy that stares at it and it opens.
That's what I said when we were there. I said, he doesn't even need the hammer. He can open this thing up by simple mind control.
Yeah, that's
and
the
he
way
did.
It goes.
Four little tiny whacks, and that thing was open because it was afraid to not be open for him.
You're lucky you only got 4.
Right.
Usually I can do it in 1. But I gave you a little padding there.
Yeah, I'm only doing 4 because I was tired that day.
Yeah. Did I hear the keg say, "Thank you, Dom Dom, may I have another"? Believe that I did.
I believe that's exactly what he said.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, we got some letters we want to read later on.
Yeah, and coming up after 7, we'll do Am I the A-Hole?
It's 6:56 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
And Red Sox.
View from the couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Outdoor Power Headquarters. Steel, Ego, Craftsman, Toro, DeWalt.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, you know me. I'm not really the judgmental type. I say live and let live. What one guy does in his spare time is his business, and as such, who am I to stand in another man's way without first walking in his shoes? However, there are times when I feel compelled to scrap all that compassionate nonsense and focus on a guy's stupidity instead. Today happens to be one of those days. On Sunday, former NFL great Adrian Peterson was arrested in Houston, Texas. According to reports, Adrian, the former Vikings, Saints, Cardinals, Redskins, Lions, Titans, and Seahawks running back, was busted for not only driving under the influence of alcohol, he was also charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon. Now, obviously, these things happen. Sure, having a weapon on you at the time of your arrest was probably a big mistake, but again, who am I to judge? Well, if you indulge me, I'm going to do it anyway. Because you see, this was hardly an isolated incident, since especially this is now his second DUI in the last 7 months. You may recall that Adrian was arrested by police in April after a night of drinking at an NFL draft party in Minnesota. Of course, this isn't Adrian's first run-in with the law. I mean, who can forget all those child abuse allegations and his subsequent suspension from the NFL 11 years ago? I certainly haven't forgot about him, and perhaps that's the thing that prevents me from being entirely non-judgmental. Now, what happens from here is anyone's guess. I suppose the fines, the suspension of his license, and potential jail time are all still very much on the table, since clearly Adrian has a long history of being unable to learn lessons of any kind. But slap an illegal weapons charge in the mix, then it becomes clear that perhaps we're not just dealing with a guy with an alcohol problem. You might be dealing with an a-hole instead. The difference, of course, is one guy has a problem, whereas the other guy is looking for problems. But you know me, I don't judge. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. 3 things are certain in this world. You already know the first 2. The third is fall cleanup. You need to go to Rocky's. They get everything you need. Rakes, bags, blowers, mowers, chainsaws, string trimmers, the whole kit and caboodle. If Rocky's doesn't have it, you don't need it. That's why you need to go to Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 7:09 and Led Zeppelin with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be a mix of sun and clouds today with a high of 56. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 53. It's 32 right now in downtown Springfield. Are you ready for another round of Am I the A-Hole?
Yes.
All right, you ready for this one?
Yes.
Am I the a-hole for not disclosing my medical history to a stranger? I, 27 female, am an amputee. Ever since my amputation, countless people have asked me what happened to me. At first, I wasn't bothered by it, and sometimes would poke fun saying a shark bit it off or some other random story. However, as time progressed, it began to upset me more and more. I would get stopped in the middle of a parking lot, stopped in a busy aisle of a store, stopped on my way to and from appointments, etc. The part that bothered me the most is that they didn't even have the decency to introduce themselves, make small talk, or even ask my first name, or my name first. The children are actually infinitely more respectful than grown-ass adults. One morning, I was outside a hotel I was in smoking. Maybe that's how she lost it.
Yeah, right.
The lady came outside and immediately asked, "What did you do to your leg?" Now, mind you, it was literally 6 a.m. I said verbatim, "You haven't even said good morning, hello, or even asked my name, and yet you feel entitled to my medical history. Would you like that to happen to you?" She started cussing me out and said that I was rude, and then called me the C word.
Catholic?
I think that's what it is. So am I the a-hole for saying this and feeling that this was out of line? No,
I don't think so. I think if someone is asking you, randomly without any kind of introduction, that's the part that's rude.
I'm actually amazed by people who have the gall to ask something like that.
Yes.
Like, it isn't actually any of your business how that happened.
I would imagine, for many people who have gone through, that sort of situation where something's been amputated, they must be inundated with that same kind of curiosity all the time. And I would think after a while, answering that question would be like, oh my God, here we go again.
I know. Here we go. I got to go through the whole thing. What's your name? Eileen.
Peg.
Yeah.
Lefty,
righty, whatever you want to call her, right? Number 2, you ready?
Number 2.
Am I the a-hole for telling a woman to charge a man more at a yard sale? I was shopping around our city's yard sales yesterday, and I stopped to look through some clothes. While I was looking, a man walked up and asked an old lady running the sale if she had anything golf-related. My ears perked up because I just recently got into golf. The lady said she had her late husband's clubs but didn't know what they would be worth, so she dragged him out to show the man. It was obvious the guy knew golf by the way he took a couple of practice swings, and you could tell by his car and clothing he appeared to be well off. As he looked around the bag, the lady was telling him that her husband had just passed and she didn't know if the clubs were worth anything. He said they weren't that great and offered $200 for everything. Now, any good golfer knows that a good set of clubs costs a lot more than $200.
Like one club is worth $200.
She seemed,
not even a good one.
She seemed hesitant and said she didn't know. And he just kind of talked her over and said, here, I'll go grab the money, and walked towards his car. I walked over to see what was in the bag, and for anyone who knows golf, I'll throw this out there. Almost a new GT3 driver and a 3-wood, gently used Mizuno iron, nice Titleist wedges. I have no idea what that means. A very nice-looking Scotty putter, great condition, Titleist cart bag. This stuff combined would be a steal at $1,000. Obviously, this lady's late husband spent a good penny on the clubs, and I felt so bad for her that I told her she should pass on that guy's offer and have someone at a local course pro shop help her with the price the stuff out and sell it.
Right.
She totally seemed shocked when I told her the driver and 3-wood were probably worth $800 alone. When the guy came back, he was glaring at me, and when he tried to hand the lady the cash, she said no thanks. And that she was going to get the stuff appraised. He got upset and told her she can't back out of a deal, so I chimed in, saying they didn't really make a deal. He got very mad at me and told me I needed to mind my business. The lady then told him she wasn't interested again and to please leave. He then walked to the end of the driveway and just stood there angry like a toddler. Before he walked away, he called me an a-hole and stomped off. The whole thing was kind of funny more than anything else to me. I was telling this story to my coworkers today, and they were all dogging on me, saying I should have kept my mouth shut and let the guy get a good deal. So am I the a-hole here?
I mean, you kind of have a bit of a verbal contract in a way when you've agreed to sell it at a certain price. But on the other hand, you really should know what you're selling before you go ahead and say, "Oh, I'll get $200."
Well, I mean, we hear about elderly being scammed all the time, and somebody willing to almost give their life savings up because of a threatening phone call they got from a guy who doesn't even really exist.
Right.
Wire all your money.
Well, that's a
here.
reasonable response.
Right. But, there's like parameters in place when people go to try to take Western Union checks out at a grocery store.
Right.
The grocery store has put in a policy, many of them have anyway. Hey, are you sure you're not being, scammed here? Giving all your money away?
Right.
It's kind of the same thing. If you see somebody who's being taken advantage of, and she doesn't know any better, and she's an elderly lady.
But if you're going to sell something at a yard sale or something like that, I mean, you got to know about what something is worth. If you don't know, ask somebody before you put it out there on the driveway, because you will inevitably get screwed by some. I mean, $200. You can't buy a good 9-iron for $200. So I mean, this guy's walking away with a steal. Yeah. On the other hand, if you've already committed to the sale, then you're SOL.
But did they commit? That's the thing I want. I wasn't there to really actually witness what she said We're only getting, obviously, one side of the story.
Yeah, it sounds like there was some commitment to sell to this guy at a certain price.
Well, either way.
I don't know.
I don't know. You want to rip off old ladies?
Well,
Is that the business that you're in?
Not what I particularly cared to do, but sure.
All right, are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Am I the a-hole for telling my brother's wife that her secret affair was actually with my husband and ruining both marriages at once?
Oh, boy.
My brother's wife, Megan, started acting weird a few months ago, suddenly glowing, dressing up more, sneaking out for, quote, yoga. She eventually confided in me, her sister-in-law, mind you, that she was having an affair with a man she met at the gym. I told her she was crazy and needed to stop, but she said it was true love. Fast forward 2 months. I find suspicious texts on my husband's phone. The contact name? Yoga Buddy.
Yoga Buddy.
I scroll up and realize she's talking about my brother's wife. I confronted my husband first, and he admitted everything. They had been sneaking around for months. So instead of quietly dealing with it, I told my brother the truth in front of everyone at our mother's birthday dinner. Now everyone hates me. My mother said I blew up 2 families in one night. Megan says I'm vindictive. My husband's living in a hotel. My brother won't speak to anyone, and I apparently am the a-hole for how I handled it. So am I the a-hole for dropping that bomb at the worst possible moment? Yeah. You could have done that without Mom being there.
You know, sometimes when you put anger ahead of logic, bad things tend to happen. And it sounds like this is one of those situations where if you had just taken a breath and dealt with this reasonably, then you wouldn't be dealing with, it wouldn't have been nearly as grisly as you've made it. So you made a mistake by doing it your way. You're perfectly justified in being angry and hurt.
Yeah.
But there's a way to do this correctly and a way to just blow things up. So she blew it up.
I think she likes drama. She just wants the chaos.
Some people thrive on it. Some people eat it like it's Tic Tacs.
She's clearly hurt, right?
Yes.
So rather than handle it, I don't know how productively, I guess.
Well, I mean, if you were dealing with the individual, that would be one thing.
Yeah.
If you're the individuals involved, that's one thing. But to expose it in front of your entire family, you're just making things really, really ugly. More ugly than it needs to be.
I'm having Thanksgiving with my brother's family this year. Maybe I'll come up with some weird thing to just spout out.
What the heck?
In the middle. Yeah, it caused some drama.
Yeah. A family would like that.
What's a good Thanksgiving if it doesn't have family fight going on?
It's called a pleasant holiday.
Yeah, I don't know. Who wants that?
You ever have one of those?
No, I don't think I have. Anytime I'm with my family, anyway. When I'm by myself with my kids, we have a great holiday.
Sure, right.
You ready for one more?
One more.
All right. Am I the a-hole for calling my friend's husband a useless piece of shiznit? All right.
Okay.
My best friend and her husband have 4 kids, 8, 6, 4, and 3. They're all girls, by the way.
Okay.
My friend's husband is a great dad when someone is there to help. When he's alone with all 4 kids, he gets overwhelmed and freezes. A few weeks ago, my friend was sick, so I brought over dinner. We thought it was just a bad cold. While we were eating, my friend went to the bathroom, and the 3-year-old followed her. 3-year-old came running out saying her mom was throwing up. All the kids ran to the bathroom, followed by me and my friend's husband. I helped clean her up while her husband went to get her nausea medication. Is that how you say it? Nausea medication?
Sure.
And a thermometer. When he came back, I asked him to get the kids out of the bathroom so she could have some space. After we got the kids out, I took her temp, and she was at 104, so I got her some Tylenol and water. I get back, and all the kids are in the bathroom again because their dad can't keep them away from the bathroom for 2 minutes. I give her the Tylenol and water, and she almost immediately starts to vomit again, then passes out. Her husband just stood there while I was trying to get her into recovery position and get the kids away from her and call 911. I managed to get all of them out of the bathroom, and her husband is coming back every 20 seconds asking if he can call their nanny to help with the kids. If I can go to the hospital with her, did I start the dishwasher, or does he need to hand wash the youngest sippy cup? When my friend regained consciousness, he even started asking her how to do bedtime for the little ones. Did she wash the pajamas yet? Did she get the scream time? Or can he put on a movie? I told him his wife couldn't hold his hand right now, and he's just going to have to figure this out. He told me he's not usually the one that deals with any of this, and he's trying his best. Then he goes back to asking what stories the kids like. What setting does he put the sound machine on, and how does they like their milk? I just snapped and told him to figure out on his own and called him a useless piece of shiznit. It's been nearly a month, and he still acts all mad when I stop by the house. My friend says he'll get over it, but my boyfriend thinks I was unnecessarily rude and he was trying his best. Am I the a-hole for calling him a useless piece of shiznit when he couldn't handle his own kids while his wife is experiencing medical emergency?
I got to tell you, that guy sounds like a useless piece of shiznit.
He does.
I mean,
to have a nanny,
yes,
and to be acting that way clearly shows that you don't participate in any of this stuff. You're just like a witness,
right?
It's all planned out for you.
Yeah, but if in a situation where you've got escalated events happening, like you got to take care of the kid like right here and now.
Yeah,
you should be able to figure out some of the basic things about taking care of kids. Like, do you have to ask all these questions, or can you just figure it out on your own?
There are surprisingly a lot of people who don't know how to do any of that stuff.
I'm aware of that.
Now, I used to do all that stuff with the little kid stuff. Maybe not to 100% efficiency.
Sure.
But it still got done.
Right.
Bedtime, baths, changing, whatever.
Listen, in a situation when you're dealing with a crisis, even if it's not a perfectly well done job, as long as you're doing it, that's a help.
Yeah.
If you're asking every 5 seconds, let me ask you a question while you're doing all that and stuff, but what should I do? That's not helpful.
But just to be devil's advocate for a second.
Yes.
Because we don't know the whole story. Perhaps the wife is always in control of things. Never lets him help because she feels like he's too much of a doofus to help out, which is why they have a nanny.
Right.
And if she knows how to do all this stuff, and then the friend is like, oh my God, this guy doesn't know how to do anything, she's not there all the time. She doesn't know what the relationship is like between those two.
That's true.
He could be, he just could be getting yelled at all the time. Get out of my way. I'm taking care of this.
Well, that's always a possibility.
All right. Well, I guess we've figured it all out.
I guess we have.
No, we haven't. We just leave it open-ended like that.
Well, that's their problem to solve.
That's right.
724 on Rock 102.
Caller
to Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam's got the full forecast for you.
This week on Baxy's Musical Podcast, my guest is internationally acclaimed vocalist Azam Ali. She's a woman that has been around for an awful long time. She's produced 14 solo albums. She's also been prolific with major films like Fight Club, Call of Duty, Prison Break, Matrix Revolutions. An amazing artist, and her backstory is unfreaking believable. It's a great interview, great conversation. You should check that out on Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, and on the Rock 102 app. It's all brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram and Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
What do we get?
Oh, and by the way, next week, I'm not going to say who it is yet, but next week I'll be talking to a bona fide Rock and Roll Hall of Famer.
Okay.
So that's kind of exciting.
Can we give a clue?
Yeah, he's been with this band for 49 years.
Is it Mick Jagger?
No, but you're awful far away.
I mean, well, that's been over 40
years. That's like 60 years.
60
yeah, right.
Years. Can I guess?
You guess. You're never going to get it.
Is it? I'm never going to get it because do we play any of their music?
We do.
We do. Very popular play their music?
I would say they are relatively popular.
Is it Tom Petty?
No.
Is it David Bowie?
No.
Is it Christy McVie?
No. It is not anything like that.
Why, you got me. I have no idea.
Then you're just going to have to wait, because I'm sure I'll announce it later on in the week, and that is that.
Who is it?
I'm not telling you
Why?
yet. Because
Wait.
it's creating the mystery. Yes, it's teasing, creating the mystery. It's all, you want to find out first? Join the Baxy's Musical Podcast Facebook page or Instagram or the TikToks.
Bob Stanek from Trailer Trash.
Oh, man, you had that. Well, he hasn't been in that band for 49 years.
Well, what about
it just seems
that way. What about Ray Gilmet?
No.
Array of Elvis?
No.
What about Aquanet?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive.
What about I'm trying to think of the other local bands around here. What's the other one? Brass Attack. Is it Brass Attack? Are you sure?
Attack.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. It's 7:29.
You know what? I don't believe you.
We got news next on Rock 102.
Here's your
7:31 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. It's brought to you by Big Y, your family market. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Let's see. What do we got going on here? Sorry, I was doing something else.
Like what?
I got the texts to answer.
Oh,
I got family and stuff.
Family.
I know. Isn't it crazy? These people bugging me for stuff. Let's see. Here's some sad news. A Pittsfield police are investigating after a underage boy was found with a gunshot wound to the chest in the driver's seat of a crashed car Sunday night. Investigators said they found the car, which appears to have hit a tree around 6:15 p.m. in the area of Franco Terrace and Parker Street. The boy, who was found bloody and not breathing, was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police are now investigating, but due to his age, identifying information won't be released. That's very strange. Terrible story, but also very weird, don't you think? Like, had a gunshot on him and then taken to the hospital, but no other
details at all.
Yeah. Let's see. Jamaica. Did you see this hurricane going on?
It's a bad one. They're all bad. This one's particularly bad.
Western Mass News did the story of the local ties to it. A mother in Springfield is watching a Category 5 hurricane barrel towards her young son in Jamaica. Western Mass News spoke with two Jamaican American International College students who are currently living in Springfield on an academic scholarship, keeping tabs on their family on the island as Hurricane Melissa gets closer to shore. One student said her son is over there visiting with family, so she's nervous about what could happen when the storm makes landfall. And then they go on to talk about the family. But as Western Mass News reported, Hurricane Melissa is now a Category 5, and they had winds up to like 220 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's
unbelievable. That's a destroyer, is what that is. That's not just heavy winds at 100 miles an hour, which are pretty devastating.
Have you ever been over there to Jamaica?
I have never been to Jamaica.
I've been to Jamaica like twice.
Never been to Spain.
Kind of like the music. Yeah, they say the women are insane there.
I've been to Oklahoma before.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I've been to Jamaica a couple of times, and if you ever find yourself off the resorts, you will find that island is loaded with unbelievable poverty. And there's a lot of people who are living in homes that would not stand up to those kinds of winds. And there's a lot of people in Jamaica that will be dangerously exposed to that kind of storm. So it is concerning.
Yeah, it's I was looking at the weather map and like the size of that thing.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably huge. Eversource customers are raising concerns about costs when it comes to opting out of a smart meter and reverting to the original. Concerns are valid when it comes to electric costs, especially when you have to deal with a gas bill as well to make sure you're making ends meet. Joseph Rico has lived in Springfield for nearly 40 years and has been an Eversource customer for more than a decade. He exclusively told us how uneasy he felt when he learned how much money he would have to pay just to go back to the plan he had before. There's an increase coming January 1st. It could be as much as 18% depending on where you live, so it's ridiculous. It's getting out of control. He said delivery costs has jumped 4 to 6 times higher than the supply over the last few years, and he's also dealing with high gas bills. Now, Rico faces a new problem as Eversource is rolling out smart meters to customers in Western Mass. He wants to opt out, but it comes with a price. I said, well, if they can take out a meter, put in a smart meter, and not charge us, why can't they do that if we try to opt out? So to me, it's more like a punishment. Right now, Eversource is beginning stages of putting smart meters at every single customer's residence and business in the Commonwealth. Eversource sends a statement to Western Mass News saying, with smart meters, customers can receive high usage and high bill alerts, see projected bill amounts, and benefit from faster outage detection and response. Why can't you do that now? They have all that information when they read the meter. The meter they're all electronic now.
Because they probably have some contract with some, manufacturer that in order to keep the contract going, they got to make sure these things are distributed to everybody, and that's probably why they're doing it. But if you opt out,
yeah,
I mean, I like it. If you try to opt out without an explanation as to why they would have to increase your bill, whether it's more man hours or whatever it may be, after all this big cost saving, then at least be transparent enough to say so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they don't.
But it does. It feels like a punishment.
In a statement sent to Western Mass News, Eversource said, while we want all our customers to enjoy the many benefits that modern technology of smart meters will provide, residential customers may choose to opt out. Customers will begin to receive notifications of their meter exchange about 90 days in advance, and we are waiving the $42 fee for customers who opt out within the 90-day period. We notify our customers several times prior to their meter exchange through a variety of channels.
Okay.
It would be really helpful if you just, with all the electronic technology we have, you should be able to monitor what you're using every single day. And that way you can say, hey, what happened here yesterday? Did I leave something on?
Well, haven't they been doing that already?
I think it's monthly because every time I've tried to log into Eversource, I only see the monthly bill.
Yeah, but they have the ability to track how much energy you're using.
I'm sure they do, but they're not telling you that. They're not telling you that until the end of the month. And they're like, wow, yes, you used 20% more this year than you did last year at this time. Okay,
Listen,
what was the daily breakdown, though?
I just want to know how I'm faring next to all the other people in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's helpful to me.
This whole and this whole solar and going green, that's a scam, too.
Of course it is.
Because by now, it shouldn't cost anything. They were rolling this out back 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, one day, I'll just be relying on solar energy.
And we won't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
Well, except you do because you're still renting the panels and everything else, and it's not really allowing you to bank the power unless you buy them outright.
I don't know. It boggles my mind.
They got you coming and going, Steve. There's no way to get ahead in today's world.
Well, but they're allowed to get away with it because people allow them to get away with it.
Well, what happens is, and you've seen this many, many times, any number of public utilities will jack up their prices, and then you'll have state government saying, whoa, you can't jack everyone's price up by 30%. And then all of a sudden the utilities say, okay, we won't. We'll only jack it up by 12%.
Yeah, but last year they didn't do that. Last year they just did it.
Yeah.
And then everybody got sticker shock come January.
I know, but then how many times in the past has that been the pattern?
Oh, yeah.
They're still jacking up. Yeah. They're still jacking up the rates, but like they're doing you a favor by not jacking it up by the initial cost, the initial proposal.
Longmeadow police are crediting their canine with a recent arrest. It's the latest instance in what police say showcase just how valuable their canine units are keeping people safe. Western Mass News had a chance to speak with the Longmeadow Police Sergeant Amanda Van Burskirk, who works with her four-legged partner day in and day out. Now, the way Canine Ruben operates, he's a tracking dog, so he's sent to a scene and he'll follow fresh human odor, said Van Burskirk.
I got a fresh human odor he can follow.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's always happened at my house. And that's exactly what took place at a B&E earlier this month when Sergeant Van Buskirk and Ruben arrived on the scene. They got right to work. Quickly, Ruben's skills were put to the test, detecting and locating the suspect. And the suspect immediately gave up upon seeing Ruben.
I would give up if you gave me a Reuben.
Yeah,
like
I know.
a sandwich. I
Yeah,
love
I was
those
gonna
things.
say, I'm not going to run anywhere. Just give me a nice...
Give me a nice Reuben. I'll be happy.
Sergeant Van Buskirk has been with the Longmeadow Police Department for 15 years, 10 of those with the K-9 unit, and she has partnered with Reuben for the last 2.5 years. It's always something that's been in my blood is working with dogs. Van Buskirk says whether they're at home, she and Reuben are always doing something.
Well, that's nice.
Did she let him drive the car?
No.
Can you imagine sitting back in that back seat with that fan on you all the time, never being allowed to touch the radio or even the controls of the vehicle?
Yeah.
That dog must be going nuts.
Like the dog's probably says, I can't. Come on, man. I can't stand the Eagles.
What's wrong? Yeah,
Don't you have any Credence instead?
I hate the effing Eagles, man. And then the car pulls over, stops, and she kicks the dog out.
He's punching the roof of the car with his paw
Yeah, how you doing there?
during looking out my back door from Credence.
You don't know how the dog is receptive to all of this.
You don't.
Well, I think the dog should be rewarded with a free drive, even if it's in a school parking lot. He's got to get the learner's permit first.
Of course he does.
So, Anyway, let's see. A Chinese family sued their daughter's school after the child was diagnosed with acute and transient psychotic disorder, allegedly caused by a horror movie she had watched in class. The incident occurred in Hangzhou, China, where a class of students watched a movie with their teacher's consent, leading to the girl exhibiting unusual symptoms following the evening. The parents filed a lawsuit against the school, claiming negligence of fulfilling educational supervision duties. After a heated dispute on social media, the court ruled that the school was 30% responsible for the student's mental illness episode in order to pay compensation. Acute and transient psychotic disorder can occur in individuals with no prior history of mental illness, with treatment involving medication and therapy to prevent relapse. I want to know what movie it was.
Yeah, no kidding.
What was it? Did you ever watch, what was probably the most risque or dirty movie that you, not dirty movie, but you know what I mean, like with the F-bomb or something in it that you saw in school? Did you ever see anything like that?
In school? I can't, to be honest, I can't think of a single film that we saw in school that had that.
They had, I remember when I got older, we watched Glory, I think, to learn about the Civil War.
Right.
That was one of those things we had to get a permission slip for our parents to make sure that it was okay to watch PG-13, or maybe it was even R. I don't even know what the movie was. But we had to get a permission slip for that. But most of the other ones were pretty...
The only time I can ever think of seeing a film that was a little risque was in college.
Yeah.
But that was and it was like a German film class I took.
It was a German adult film.
No, not German adult films. Although those are some of the most intriguing ones.
Oh, the soundtracks to those are the best.
Oh, those are great. I would love to know who actually writes the dialogue. That would be a hell of a writing gig. But nevertheless, I don't think I've ever seen anything that was like in high school. Never saw anything in it that was even remotely offensive.
Now I'm hooked on the German adult films. Looks like you've got a little Jaeger on your schnitzel. Would you like me to give you the Jaeger bomb?
Oh my God!
Ooh, ah, ee, ang, ang, ang. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be mixed of sunny clouds with a high of 56. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 53. It's 32 right now in downtown Springfield. Oof! Yeah! That's the news on Rock 102.
Come stay. 102 Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 7:50 in Fleetwood Mac with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Let's see. Mix of sun and clouds today with a high of 56. It's 32 right now in downtown Springfield.
Rock 102 and the Springfield Thunderbirds want to hook you up with slap shots and shish kebabs. You can score a $100 gift certificate to Nadeem's Downtown Mediterranean Grill. Great place to spend $100. And also win a pair of tickets to see the Thunderbirds take on Utica on November 21st, which, by the way, is the Mayflower Marathon game that night. Enter at rock102.com before the end of the day on November 9th. One lucky winner will be chosen at random. Maybe it'll be you. Your chance to win slap shots and shish kebabs from the Springfield Thunderbirds and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
We were talking about what movies you saw in school.
Yeah.
Somebody said, we watched Brokeback Mountain in my high school.
Really? I mean, it's a good movie and everything. Great performances, but why?
Interesting choice. I don't know. I think every time I think of Brokeback Mountain, I think of the Family Guy, where they were going. It was the TV going back to regular pro. We now return to Brokeback Mountain in the perspective of the horses. And then the horses are standing there, and they're like, "Hey, what? They've been in that tent for a while." And then the horse sticks his head inside. And he goes, "Oh my God, my eyes!"
I didn't need to see that.
But yeah, that is a weird choice.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird choice. I mean, listen, these are different times. I mean, you would never have gotten anything close to something like that back in the 70s and 80s.
Listen, I think Glory was in high school that I watched when I was telling you that.
Right.
Pretty violent movie. They were like in the first 30 seconds, somebody's head gets blown off by a cannon.
Right.
So
yeah, that's it's a bit much.
No, but I remember when we were kids. Did you ever have these assemblies where everybody would be brought into an auditorium and watch a movie? Like we watched Flight of the Navigator and Pete's Dragon and all that stuff when we were in elementary school.
No, we never.
They had
never saw that. Not a big assembly.
They'd bring everybody into the gym, and then they'd have these big giant screens, and the screens would have it was like modern technology back in the 80s.
Okay,
and it was like a 3-screen movie thing that we would watch.
Was there an educational purpose to this, or not?
No,
really?
I think it was like a treat for the kids. It was like a fun day or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Yeah, we didn't watch anything unless it had some sort of educational import to it. So stupid.
All right, couple of things. Yesterday, I made 2 videos yesterday, which is like, whoa.
I know. It's a lot.
It's a lot for us to be doing. But for the first one I'm doing, I'm pumping gas at the Pride station.
Right.
This gas station TV thing,
mm-hmm.
What an annoying... Can we do anything without having ads shoved in our face, like even as something as simple as pumping gas?
Right.
I mean, I know there's signs everywhere, advertising whatever coffee special they got going on. But to stand there next to this gas pump, and I know a lot of people are like, you can shut those off. Not this one you can't, because I went and looked up the hack, and you can't shut it off. You can't mute it. This thing is so loud at the pump, and I feel like an old man. It's so loud! Turn off the gas station TV!
Does anyone just kind of get so enthralled by what they're watching on the gas station TV that just kind of like cross their arms, lean back in their car, and watch Maria Menounos finish whatever the hell she's talking about? Because I'll tell you what, I watch Maria Menounos all day long if I had to.
Would you? Really?
Oh, hell yeah.
Is that effective advertising?
No, of course it's not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there are certain forms of advertising that are just no longer effective anymore.
If I'm there purely to get gas, I don't care what you show on a TV screen. There ain't no way I'm going to be enticed by all the delicious-looking food that must be in that gas station. The sandwiches, the hot dogs, all the refreshments that are in there waiting to be purchased.
There was a commercial for BJ's. Get a BJ's membership at the Pride station.
While you're pumping gas?
While you're pumping gas.
Well, that's perverse.
Well, I mean, you got to pay for the gas somehow. So, I mean, you might as well get the BJ's membership to go with it,
well,
right?
This is misleading.
I find these ineffective ways of doing things. Many people are either using digital.
I think the problem is that we are so inundated with advertising and visuals that there are places to go where it's okay and places to go where it's just intrusive. At the gas station is intrusive.
Yeah. And I'll bring the conversation back to what I've been bringing up in the last couple of weeks about the placemat advertising.
Right.
How effective is that? Is it effective today in a world where everybody's sitting there on their phones anyway, sitting in a restaurant? How many times have you ever taken a recommendation from the placemat at whatever breakfast restaurant you're eating at? Mm-hmm. How many times have you done that?
All totaled, I would say 0.
Yeah. How effective are those things? Are there that many people? Is it worth it to advertise for something that somebody's going to spill hollandaise sauce or syrup all over?
I don't know, Steve. I've never called anybody off a placemat and said, "Yeah, I was at having lunch the other day and I had gravy all over gravy all over your face."
Yeah.
So I thought I'd call and see if you can help me out with my problems.
Well, there was a realtor advertising real estate. Hey, this is my real estate business. Come check me out. And then when you meet them for the first time, you're like, you don't look like that person in the picture. Wait a minute. You had hollandaise on your face the last time I saw you. That's why you look so different.
I had a feeling that maybe you could, she looks good with the hollandaise. Maybe she could sell my house.
Yeah, but again, like, how effective are these things? I mean,
well, that's cheap advertising. It's kind of like, like if you decided all of a sudden in 2025, I'm going to really invest in the yellow pages.
Yeah,
I'm going to really invest in that because that's a perfectly reasonable thing to do with my money.
Speaking of which, we got a couple of minutes here. I once bought advertising from Yellow Book years ago when I started my DJ business.
Yeah,
and it was promised to me that they'd give you a special phone number, and that phone number would be the thing that was advertised, and they would record those calls, and if those calls were false, like they weren't like related to your business, then you wouldn't get charged for those calls, but you would have to pay every time you get a lead. That's how they made their money.
Sure.
And I wound up having a giant problem with, I think it was called Hibu. Hibu.
Okay.
It was Yellow Pages Digital. It was all kinds of stuff that was going on. I got charged for 6 calls that were completely illegitimate, and good luck trying to get a hold of customer service to dispute those. And even the representative who sold me those things couldn't help me. You know who that representative was?
I'm going to take a wild guess. Will he be joining us tomorrow on the show?
Yes, he will.
A certain Martin Caproni?
A certain Martin Caproni.
We'll have to bring that up.
We will have to bring that up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
now he's hawking $20 dinner in a comedy show.
Well, it seems to me he should be sliding you a few bucks just to make up for that lost cash.
Yeah, I think he needs a good kick in the Hibu is what he needs.
It's 7:59 on Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Outdoor Power Headquarters, Steel, Ego, Craftsman, Toro, DeWalt.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, in full disclosure, due to unforeseen circumstances, I was unable to watch the entirety of last night's Game 3 World Series matchup. Among those unforeseen circumstances include having a life to live and sleeping. Call me selfish, call me self-absorbed. The fact of the matter is this: if you start a baseball game at 8 p.m., I'm probably not going to make it past the first inning. So if you think I'm going to last long enough to watch all 18 innings of a game that lasts 6 hours and 39 minutes, you're out of your damn mind. According to reports, the LA Dodgers beat the Toronto Blue Jays following a leadoff home run by Freddie Freeman at the bottom of the 18th inning to give the Dodgers the win by a score of 6-5. This would be the second World Series walk-off home run by Freddie Freeman in 2 consecutive years. And what's being described as epic and classic, I prefer to describe as an act of endurance. Yeah, the Dodgers now lead the series 2-1. And yes, Game 4 is tonight in Los Angeles with Shohei Ohtani on the mound against Toronto's Shane Bieber. And while that has the potential to be a thrilling matchup for the ages, I much prefer to sleep through that one too. Now you might say, but Baxi, what kind of sports fan are you? Sleeping through a classic World Series matchup of historical proportions. How could you do such a thing? Well, that's a fair point. And yet, I cannot help but find myself prioritizing a 6.5-hour-long baseball game slightly below my beauty sleep. And while I would agree that sticking around for all 18 innings sounds like a great idea on paper, I find that it's a terrible idea if the game ends 20 minutes before it's time to get up. Because you see, I tend to be wildly unproductive with less than 23 minutes of sleep. Let's just hope that the rest of the series can wrap up in a timely fashion without extra innings or having to go to the bullpen 9 times in a single game, because I would much rather be counting sheep than counting innings anytime. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Bob is a man of steel. Bob's a steel train technician at the Agawam Rockies. Yes, even the mighty orange and white need service and repairs from time to time, and if that happens, then Bob is your guy. There's a steel train technician in Agawam and in every Rocky's Ace Hardware location. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:12, excuse me, and Queen and David Bowie on Rock 102.
It is going to be a mix of sun and clouds today with a high of 56. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 53. It's 32 right now in downtown Springfield. Why don't you say we rip into the old mailbag?
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Oh, letters. Oh, we get letters. Today. Oh, boy. Mailman. Mail today.
Is it? Let's find out what you got to say. Is that what it is?
I think that is.
This is like an old Bing Crosby thing, isn't it?
I don't know who did it, to be honest.
Well, I mean, that's not the original. The original was from like the 1940s or 50s.
Something like that, yeah.
Somebody did that on a radio show. Anyway, this one coming to us from all the way from Southwick, Massachusetts.
Ooh, do tell.
Guys, I'm glad Lieutenant Taggart and I could provide you with an entertainment opportunity earlier today. This was from yesterday. There's nothing quite like being on the news/radio first thing on a Monday morning to start the week. More importantly, I'm now waiting for that inevitable belt buckle and hat for Christmas. For the record, I am no country music fan. Best regards, Chief Rhett Banish.
Rhett Banish!
Rhett Banish! Fresh off a 24-city tour, and now being the chief of Southwick, Massachusetts.
Now, he says he's no country music fan, but you can't have a name like Rhett Banish and not talk like you're into country music.
Rhett is very much
very country.
Like
and Banish.
Name, but he doesn't like country music.
Well, a lot of people don't like. I'm not a big fan of country music.
I bet you people who sing country music don't even like country music. They're just doing it because there's somebody out there that'll buy it.
I'm doing it because that's where some money is.
Now, here, let me sing you a song about pickup trucks and banging chicks and down by a river and drinking a beer. Right off her tatas. That's what we do in the country music world. We drink beer, we complain about low wages, and arresting people in Southwick.
And we get checks every time someone plays one of our songs at a Texas Roadhouse.
That Texas Roadhouse, that's our meeting spot. That's like our ilk club. We meet at a Texas Roadhouse, and one of us pretends it's their birthday just to get the free dessert.
Just because we wanted someone to sit in a saddle.
Yeah, they bring out the saddle, we get them out, and I start singing my country music.
Have you been here to Texas Roadhouse before? Oh, yeah, we have. Well, then you know all about our legendary steaks and fall off the bone ribs.
That's right.
Yes, I've heard the same speech over and over again.
Wait till you hear my newest hit. Where were you when the Rock 102 cardboard boat race stopped working out in Southwick?
Fighting crime on the greasy bayou of the Congamon Lakes.
Oh, all the way out there in the Congamons.
Usually ponds don't have a thin film of oil or dead skin on it, but you know what? That's we appreciate that here in the town of Southwick.
You know what we really want here? We want new guns for the officers here in town. That's what we want. You know why?
Why?
Because we want those people coming over from the Connecticut border into Southwick on the Congamon ponds who say, "Can you tell me where Southwick is?" And you cock your gun and go right back where you came from, boy. I'm Rhett Banish, country music star and police chief. We should get him a 10-gallon hat and a buckle.
He's saying he's waiting for the inevitable belt buckle and hat for Christmas.
Well, hey, Christmas. He's
going to get it.
Be here in less than 2 months. We'll definitely deliver on that.
Because when your 10-gallon hat stealing 5 gallons flat.
Yeah, right.
Hanker for a hunk of cheese.
I wonder if he hides himself when he goes into a place like Fancy Bagels. I don't want anybody knowing I'm going to Fancy Bagels over here.
I just want to roll with a hole. That's all I need.
I don't like to get recognized while I'm out in public. I'm such a big superstar.
I am the long arm of the law in Southwick.
By the way, I'll be performing at the Springfield Civic Center this Sunday. Sunday, along with Bigfoot. The truck, not the actual Sasquatch.
Of course not. He doesn't usually perform.
And we'll have a country music concert and a monster truck show. Sunday. That's Springfield Civic.
I'm glad they're listening. And again, I don't know much about the Lieutenant Taggart.
Yeah.
But he was terrific in Blazing Saddles. Oh, man, we're going to have to go back and get a crap load of dimes.
I preferred him when he was chasing Axel Foley, making sure he didn't get any more trouble.
Sure,
yeah.
Right.
One night only at the Springfield Civic Center. It's Rhett Banish. Along with Bigfoot. See, we're making a star out of this guy.
Yeah, you know what? And great, because that's exactly what Southwick needs.
Southwick definitely needs a hero.
They need some sort of, I don't know, Hollywood excitement going on in that town.
Yeah, famous people.
Yeah.
Famous people of Southwick.
I mean, other than like Rebecca Lobo, can you think of a single famous person to pop out of Southwick? I can't think of it.
Was she from Southwick?
Wasn't she? I thought she was from Southwick.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, let me look that up. I thought that's what.
I always get her and Carol Walters mixed up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
There's no mixing the two of them up.
Why wouldn't there be the mixing of the two? They both live locally.
Yes. Right. Well, she was born in Hartford. She went to Southwick Towland High School. There you go. Close enough.
Well, you know what? Ain't no Lobo as famous as Chief Rhett Banish.
Well, there was Sheriff Lobo.
Sheriff Lobo?
Sure.
The Loco Lobo?
That's right.
The Crazy Wolf?
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Well, come on down to the Westfield River Blue Club. We're doing a pop-up acoustic show. I'm going to start out with my hit Carvana Oh Na Na. That's what I'm going to say. And there you go. There's your letters for today. There you go.
Another letter from the last day. Pop. Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Hi, it's Hank from Tudor House Liquors.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 826, and Don Henley with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam, we'll have the full forecast for you.
Hey, this week is going to be Thunderbird Thursday. We may have to wait to figure that out when we're going to do that. Thunderbird Thursday. I'm not going to be here Thursday this week.
Well, I will be here.
You're going to do it?
I will do it.
You will do
Thunderbird. The last time you weren't here?
Well, then doggone it, you're going to do it again this week.
I did it.
Tune in on Thursday to win a special prize pack for Saturday's game with the Springfield Thunderbirds. Includes a 4-pack of tickets, 4 hats, 4 koozies, and, of course, tickets to the game. It's the Thunderbird Thursday, this Thursday on Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
And get this, they start those Saturday games at like 6 o'clock now, 6:05 or something like that.
That's right. Plus, they got all those activities.
And get this weekend, you'll have an extra hour to sleep.
Oh, is that this weekend?
I can't believe it's this early. I know it happens every year around this time, but it feels like it's just too early for this to be happening. Daylight saving time coming to an end this Saturday, or Sunday, I guess you could say. The beginning of standard time. Twice a year, people throughout the country adjust their clocks. I read that wrong the first time, and I did something else. First, springing ahead to cherish an extra hour of daylight during the summer, months before falling back to standard time for winter.
This is the time I don't like.
No, I don't like it either.
I mean, I'm happy with that's the standard time. I like the unstandard. And who's to say which one's standard?
This was great when I was in my early 20s, and the extra hour of bar time you would have it would go from, last call isn't for another hour now.
Yeah.
And then, it'd switch back to 1 o'clock, and then you'd have an extra, half hour, 40 minutes of drinking time.
But do you remember when you were a kid, and it's like, then you spring ahead when you set the clocks the other way, and your parents still wanted you in bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and it's bright and sunny out? I used to hate that.
I hate that, too.
I hated that. Now I don't mind it, but back when I was a kid, it was the worst.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
That day.
Right.
That it was still... our boss made a video of this yesterday about the daylight savings thing. And he's right. That's when the seasonal depression starts for a lot of people because it gets dark at 5 o'clock.
Earlier than that sometimes.
Well, it will by the time December rolls around, and then it starts getting longer. But God, awful waiting around for.
Yeah, that's a real thing too. So that's not great.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Well, we got that to look forward to this week.
We got news next on Rock 102. 31 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Aquapump, an expert in all water supply systems from the well to the pump and into the house. There's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Holyoke police seized narcotics and arrested 2 people during what started out as a gun call Friday afternoon just after 12:30. Police found 19-year-old Aideen Santana and 52-year-old Vicente Torres in an alley on South Bridge Street. It's quite the age gap. What do you think?
What were the ages again?
19 and 52.
Is not a father and son situation?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Why? While they did not have a
big brothers, big sister type of thing.
Oh, that must be it. Is the new Big Brothers Big Sisters program? Won't you help a young adolescent sell crack cocaine and guns?
Maybe there's an internship program we're not aware of.
While they did not have a gun, they did have crack cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and over $4,600 in cash between the 2 of them. Both parties were arrested and faced several charges, including but not limited to trespassing and drug possession with the intent to distribute. So there you go. In Springfield, another ghost gun and more drugs have been taken off the Springfield streets after a traffic stop turned into an arrest. Around 5:40 p.m. on Friday, police pulled over a driver, 24-year-old Berna Maxon LeBron Sierra of Feeding Hill. Not Hills.
Just Feeding Hill?
Feeding Hill. So the 22 News, what did the 22 News story had? The 22 News had a bike stolen from the Big over the weekend.
Not the Big Y,
right.
Just the Big.
And Western Mass News has the LeBron Sierra of Feeding Hill. He's only one of the hills of the Feeding Hills.
I mean, you can't be in all places at the same time.
Anyway, they pulled him over in the area of Broad Street and Hall of Fame Avenue. However, before they could approach his vehicle, police saw LeBron Sierra allegedly inhale something from an inflated balloon. Hey, man, looks like you're small. No, man, I'm tall. I'm tall. You know how they know? They give you a balloon, and if you can fit inside of it, they know you're small.
I don't feel small.
Oh, you're small. Officers got closer and saw nitrous oxide, or whippets, containers in the car, in which they also found a loaded ghost gun and crack cocaine. He's now facing drug and gun-related charges in addition to a OUI.
OUI?
OUI.
I know that's French, but that's an OUI.
It's oui.
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 Right, yes.
The very thing you have to do after consuming a bunch of beverages while driving down the street doing whippets. I have to wee. Oh, what happened here? Oh, yeah. Oh, I have to wee. Well, you're going to be wee-weeing all the way to the police station now.
Wee into this little jar.
Whippets. Man.
That's
why
so...
you're driving?
That's really something you should do when you've not only pulled over to the side of the road, but you're actually out of the vehicle.
I just, that's got to mess you up pretty good. I've never done them before. Have you ever done a whippet?
Maybe.
Ready whip or generic whipped cream can?
Well, I mean, not to expose myself to any harsh prosecution, but maybe I've done it in many different ways.
Listen. Judging probably by the way you're telling that story, it probably happened like 40 years ago, and it doesn't. The statute of limitations has passed.
I can't be sure.
Why?
Because I can't be sure of how we obtain all that stuff.
How did you get your hands on the tank? Did you get a tank?
No. We were able to get our hands on the cartridges.
Okay.
And you fill the balloon.
And you fill the balloon.
And then you huff that.
Yeah.
And the buzz only lasts for like a minute or so.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, that's why you got to get a whole tank.
Yeah, but if you do them enough, you can actually feel your brain cells starting to fall apart like dominoes that are all stacked up. So it's like,
isn't that exactly why people take it?
Yeah, that's the end game, sure.
To get that, to lose those brain cells?
The whippets, the fun part about that is not only did you catch the buzz, but you also get that pleasing taste of whipped cream.
Well, that's the treat. That's like the dessert.
Yes. I am not promoting this. I'm not recommending it.
Yeah.
In fact, in hindsight, it was probably a very stupid thing to do. I should have used that whipped cream on a dessert.
Well,
a cake,
which
a
is
pie,
what it's meant for.
A sundae, perhaps.
It's not meant to have a good old time at your college.
It's not. That's why I'm not going to tell you how to do it.
Because you probably can't easily look that up on the internet.
You probably could, but I'm just not going to give you that. It's not going to come from my mouth. It's not going to be me sharing that information.
Someone damaged a window at a popular restaurant in the West Farms Mall. Farmington police said they were called to the California Pizza Kitchen on Monday night. They found a damaged window when they arrived. No suspects were on the scene and no arrests were made. Police say on Tuesday morning they are actively investigating the incident.
This is why West Farms can't have nice things.
This is the broken windows policing. We found a broken window. We're going to look into this now.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there were people who were eating their California pizzas who the whole night was ruined.
Ruined.
A
California family is reeling after a stolen car crashed into their home during a police chase. The father ended up pinned underneath the car and critically injured. A home security camera caught a split-second image of the car before it crashed. Marissa Fulcher says her father and brothers were home at the time. Days later, the family is still processing what happened that Friday night. My dad's still fighting for his life, and it's heartbreaking. The daughter and sister of the three victims is now watching her family fight to recover after a police chase ended inside their home. It's what a horrible story this is.
No kidding.
But I only did it because it reminded me of the Chips episode I was watching the other day, where two girls who are going to go play tennis.
Yeah.
Rushing out of the house. And they put the car in drive versus reverse and goes right through the back of the garage. And the car ends up in the swimming pool. And then...
What a calamity.
Miraculously, Poncherello and Baker were there to...
They were just happened to be across the street
They
or
were
something?
there in the neighborhood. I don't know what they were doing. But then they attempted to save these two women.
And they probably did.
These guys are idiots. I made this video yesterday about... because I'm watching a lot of these shows now.
Sure.
And Chips, this particular episode was like a compilation episode where they had like, it must have been, I think it's the end of season 2 and they're getting an award, but they're reminiscing of all the times that they were superheroes.
Okay.
And one of the scenes is another major accident with, crazy... There's always one car that goes up on its side.
Yeah, always on two wheels.
Yeah, and then there's like an explosion, and the same thing happens over every episode. This particular episode, there was an ambulance that got knocked over by a truck that was carrying giant pipes. So the pipes were leaning on top of these sided ambulance now.
Okay.
And then, of course, Poncherello goes in to go check on, there's a patient inside the ambulance. It's a 12-year-old girl who's on a respirator. Now, the respirator isn't working. She's in like a respirator chamber. It's one of those...
Like an iron lung type of things?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. She's like her neck down type of thing.
Okay.
And she's like, I can't breathe. And then Poncherello goes out, talks to the ambulance guy. And for some reason, none of these people have... It's terrible acting. Like, terrible acting.
Come on, Eric Estrada was a great actor.
No, the people that they're talking to, like the ambulance driver.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's not going to... She doesn't have any power, so you're going to have to hand pump it. And with no, like, oh, my God. Like, there should be a rush. There should be...
Yeah, some sort of emergency. An urgency about it.
And so then Eric Estrada gets in the ambulance and starts hand pumping the respirator, saving the young girl's life.
What an inspirational
And
story.
one of the things that he asked, the girl as he's trying to calm her and comfort her is, well, how old are you? And she said, I'm 12. I'll be 13 this weekend. That kind of thing. And he's like, man, yeah. So they save this girl. They spend the entire time saving this girl, right?
Yes.
So then John and Ponch show up to the hospital while this girl is in this chamber.
Still in the iron lung.
Still in the iron lung, to surprise her with a birthday cake with lit birthday candles in a room full of oxygen.
Now make a wish and blow out the candles.
Yeah. And she clearly can't do, she clearly can't do it on her own. So the clip is in the video. I was like, take a look at these two idiots. And then, there's Baker helping the girl blow the candles out. Right inside of this room, inside of a hospital, tanks of oxygen everywhere.
Right.
Lit candles.
What could possibly go wrong?
And I was like, how did this show last for 6 seasons? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
It was like the hottest show on TV for a while.
Why?
Because there was nothing else to choose from. You got to remember, we only had 3 networks to choose from. It's not like today we got 100,000 choices. There was only 3. It was either NBC, CBS, or ABC, and this is what you were forced to watch.
And I'm having a conversation with somebody yesterday about the binge watching thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, I miss those days of watching something week to week versus being able to watch as many episodes as I want of something because it wears thin very quickly now.
Do you remember back in the 80s when NBC would call their Thursday night lineup must-see TV?
Yeah.
Okay?
It was Cheers. There was like...
There was the Cosby Show. All that stuff. Must-see TV. Didn't want to miss Thursday night at NBC. Biggest night of television there was. Now, you don't have must-see TV. What you have is, maybe I'll get around to that when I'm done with the other 5 shows I've got to watch.
Well, that's the thing. Like, maybe I should be watching more contemporary programming, but... I get hooked on, I'm like, oh, I remember that show. I want to go back and watch it. And then I start watching it, and I'm like, these were terrible. But were they terrible because we didn't have as many, is that what you're saying? Like, we didn't have as many options, so...
I think, in a lot of ways, there are better shows on TV now than maybe there have ever been. Because you have more choices, and everyone has to be more competitive.
Yeah.
Back then, they could slap any piece of garbage on television, and you get like the TV Guide fall, preview edition, and you say, "Oh man, I can't wait to see what Ted McGinley's doing this season."
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you realize he's like about the worst actor I've ever seen. And then, but you watched it because it was must-see TV, and you didn't want to not see must-see TV.
Yeah,
this is what you had left.
It was the water cooler chat the next
That's
day
it.
at the office. It was what people had to talk about. Now we're talking about TikTok videos. That's what we do now.
That's it, and that's how it goes.
Somebody just said, Steve, wait till you get to the Bruce Jenner Chips episodes. Well, I never got that done a dirty one to Chris Kim, but I once gave her the old Poncherello.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah, Baker became Larry Wilcox again. That means 2 things.
Larry Wilcox? Yes, he will.
Oh, Sergeant Grader. The last time I had a chip on my face. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be mix of sun and clouds with a high of 56. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds with a high of 53. It's 32 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
102 Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:52. And Bush. With Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Bush.
Mix of sun and clouds today with a high of 56. It's 32 in downtown Springfield.
Tomorrow on the show, comedian Marty Caproni will be joining us. I believe there's some sort of dinner and a comedy show going on this week. I'm sure he'll tell us more about it. It's the first time hearing about it, but that's coming up tomorrow on the show.
Yeah, actually, it's going to be a Halloween theme. We're going to give prizes away for the best costumes.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you think it'd be a little distracting with all the comedy goings on?
Not as distracting as it could be.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well,
Yeah.
I'm talking about, obviously people who didn't zip up their flies on the stage on Saturday night.
Who didn't have their fly down?
Me.
You did not.
I didn't even, you know why? Because my shirt was hanging below so I didn't even know. And I didn't even know until I was off. And I'm like, thank God my shirt didn't come up and revealed the tiny little cocktail wiener wrapped in a little crescent roll.
That's weird. I didn't. Normally, I would notice something like that because I'm always looking at comedy groins. But that had to be humiliating. How do you know someone wasn't looking at your business while you were on stage?
Nobody's looking at that.
Well, they're looking at something. You're on stage. There's lights in front of you. You're on display.
Yeah, the lighting isn't that great in that when the show is going on. So I didn't.
See, I never saw you as much of a prop comic, but apparently, if that's what it's going to take to get a few laughs,
letting out the kickstand, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, in your case, a doorstop.
Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't really reach. I fall over very easily. Nothing stops me.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Huh. How'd you figure that out? Did someone tell you?
Well, my sweatshirt was long enough that I didn't even notice it until I got off. It wasn't out.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
but I still I wear undergarments.
Well, thank God for that.
I wear
nothing crazy, was it?
Huh?
Nothing crazy.
No,
on the undergarment side.
It was my dainties and my unmentionables.
Okay, well, that's your business.
Yeah. So there you go. We're gonna have a Halloween costume party. That's really what I wanted to tell you about.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's a nice theme to bring the people in.
Let's see this story here. The director of a Clark County, Nevada committee tasked with solving criminal justice issues, including delays in testing and court appearances after DUI arrests, faces her own DUI charge now.
Oh boy.
Do
as I say, don't do as I do.
A Nevada State Police Highway Patrol Trooper, Lindsay LaMontagne, on April 27th, she was arrested. LaMontagne is the director of the Clark County Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, which describes it as a partnership of decision makers and community agency representatives who have a stake in the effective administration of justice. In addition, the panel comprised of police, judges, and other leaders posted objectives, a voice for those impacted by the criminal justice system, to include at-risk communities, families, and victims. On the night of her arrest, another driver called police about a driver who was swerving terribly and had driven off the road approximately 5 times. Mm-hmm. The caller said he witnessed LaMontagne leave downtown Las Vegas and head west on US 95 and later the Summerlin Parkway. The trooper stopped LaMontagne in a far west neighborhood. LaMontagne told the trooper she was a county employee and had 2 shots of Tito's while downtown at the casino. The trooper then arrested LaMontagne, who he told her that he ruined her life.
Really? When you are in charge of the decision makers, shouldn't you have a better handle on your own decisions?
Well, that was like, wasn't the mom who was the head of MAD?
Yes.
Arrested for drunk driving?
Yes.
It happens.
It does. Listen, we all make mistakes from time to time. Yeah. I'm just saying, if she's going to be in charge of decision makers, and her biggest decision was to leave the town line of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
None of this would have happened because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. She goes past the city lines, city limits. She's busted right away. This would have been swept under the rug if she just stayed where she was.
Speaking of alcohol culture, I was talking about this the other day with some people about like being a parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, as much as I used to drink, I would never bring that to a kid's game. Like the party in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Or I used to notice there was a group of moms outside the dance center that would have like a tailgate party while the kid was inside you could tell they were drinking wine.
Of course.
Because they were getting louder and louder and louder every time.
And their lips are all grape stained.
Well, it was during, the pandemic where we weren't allowed to go into the building. You could drop your kid off, the kid could go take the class, and then an hour later, and I would always sit there and wait and play on my phone or whatever. But notice this group of women who was like drinking outside of the dance class.
All right, but they were all drinking 6 feet apart from each other, and that's responsible.
But see, that's what I'm getting at. It's not responsible. And I don't, it's not like I never had a drink when my kids were around. We would go to picnics and functions and things like that.
Sure.
But to the point where you're drinking to get drunk in the parking lot of a child's game seems a little tacky.
Who's to say, Steve? Parents have been doing that sort of thing for as long as parents have been parents. And, I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I've never had to go to a kid's soccer game feeling like I needed to have a few belts to go endure sitting and watching a soccer game with other parents. I never had to do that. I never felt compelled to do that. Now, if somebody offered me a drink, I might have said, okay, maybe I'll have one.
Yeah.
But I never said, well, I got to set myself up with a full open bar in the back of my car. I never said that.
I don't know where I don't know if it was a national thing or a local thing. Some brewery was setting no kids hours.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of people who bring their children to a brewery. Like on a daytime kind of thing.
It's a little weird. Yeah. I mean, it is because of a certain food or entertainment. That would be one thing, but if the entire purpose there is to sample the beer and that's it, then that's I'll leave my kids at home.
I mean, there's got to be a level of appropriateness. I mean, you could argue that somebody bringing somebody to an Applebee's on a Saturday afternoon and mom having Dollaritas is no different than bringing your kid to a brewery.
Well,
but. It's seemingly more of an adult setting than they are family-based settings.
Most breweries are not family-friendly places to go most of the time. Some are, but many of them aren't.
I'm going to start a brewery just to have family fun night.
There'll be face painting, clowns.
Hey, one of these we're gonna have the belligerent parent contest.
Yep.
Which one of you little precious little kids is gonna cry first?
And the other kids get to judge.
Yeah.
And then the winning parent gets a pony ride.
Which one of you kids is tall enough to drive your parents home?
It's 9 o'clock on Rock 102.